Do it. Go for it.
Hold on. It's coming. Hey!
Oh my God.
According to the computer over here, it
Yes.
says that we're live. Welcome.
Yay.
Welcome to Travelin Young Table Talk. Hey.
Hello.
Table Talk on a Tuesday, the day that Table Talk is supposed to happen.
Yes.
And here we are, Tuesday, Table Talk. Great to see everybody. And guess who's here with us today?
Oh my God.
I'm here.
She's here.
Maya.
Finally.
Sorry.
Maya's here. I'm very excited that she's with us. And we've got the whole, well, it's our fault because we moved it from Tuesday last
that's
time.
true. Yeah, that's true.
And
Really,
and so
it's
you're
your
here.
fault, Josh. It's your fault.
It is. I'm part. You all. If we can recap, you moved one bag. Just one bag.
At least I made some kind of effort.
Yeah. All right. So here we are, Table Talk, and we didn't disclose what we're going to talk about as our main topic today because we were discussing it up until
Moments ago.
We could have just said it was a surprise, but then you had to reveal the.
Hold on. Is this a surprise sound? So what we're going to talk about today, we thought it would be interesting to discuss the difference in views on public nudity
Oh my gosh.
in America compared to basically all of Europe.
Yeah.
But certainly Denmark is one of those. So for sure, give us your opinions as we go. We'd like to hear what you think as we talk about. So
Yeah.
I'm going to tell a quick story. When we first moved here, I have a friend who lives in Suhavn, like close to the water.
Yeah.
And I was with him. We were walking around, and like I was like talking to him like this, and then like over there, like over his shoulder over there, was a person like completely changing their clothes, 100%. Like it, and that person was talking to somebody else. Like I was talking to the person I was talking to, like it's just like totally, nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like,
just standing around.
What's happening here? It's very distracting. And this is not something that we're used to seeing in America.
No.
Is people just like.
Well, because it's illegal, first of all, but.
Yeah.
That's probably the main reason.
Yeah, the main reason. But even so, it's that. But not everybody cares about laws. But yes, that's certainly.
No,
and it's. I mean, I'm fine, but it's just not something you're used to seeing.
No, and I forget about it every year until it becomes summer, and then I'm like, oh yeah, and I like go to like the beach, and I'm like, whoa, people are naked here.
I still remember the time we went to Bellevue Beach, and this was a couple years ago, and I think this was the first time this had happened. But you were with a different boyfriend going on a walk. And then
different as in old, not different, not like
as in old,
multiple.
As a second one,
no, yes.
Which one was it? Was it a Tuesday? Oh yeah, it was the Tuesday guy.
It was the Tuesday guy. But anyway, you came back and you were like, "Mom, we saw some dude and he was just like totally naked and walked down the dock and went swimming and came back."
Yeah.
And you were like so shocked. I think you were. It was just giggles all around.
Well, I think I was more shocked. It was a grown man.
Yeah.
So that made it more.
I saw him too, and he was walking with purpose.
He had really places to be and things to do. I mean, hey,
he was kind of stomping.
Yeah, and
it's always a little shocking.
And I think it was funny too. So a couple years ago, you remember there was that whole Euroman thing.
Yes.
Where they interviewed me.
Oh yeah.
And they took his plug, like who can go get it now? Like it was 2 years ago. It was in a random magazine 2 years ago. But I was in Euroman. I'm just saying. And
look it up.
I mean, yeah, Google it. It's true. And so now you've distracted me.
Sorry.
And he wanted to take. So they brought a photographer to come and take pictures of me.
Yeah.
And he's like, we took some in the house or outside, in the house and outside the yard in Lungbu. And then he's like, let's go to Bellevue Beach and get something at the beach. And then it was funny because he was like, yeah, I think you should get in the water. And I didn't want to get in the water. I don't like getting in the water.
The water to begin
I really am not into that. And he's like, I'll get in with you. So then he gets in the water with me.
That just sounds even more
Yeah.
awkward.
I mean, we weren't like frolicking in the water. It was just like he's like I was just standing in the water, and I don't have the picture available, but there was this picture of me with like a towel. It looks like I look like a grandma with a shawl over my. Anyway, but at one point
You're like also fully clothed, like standing
except I had
deep
my,
in the water.
Like my pants were up. So anyway,
were off?
the point of
What?
this
That's
is
weird.
no. Anyway, the point. Oh wait, where was it? Anyway, so he's doing this, and at some point, like behind him too was people doing like winter bathing, and there's this like interesting distance where you can't really tell.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
If they're actually nude or if they're not, and you're just
it's like, is that a beige bathing suit?
Yeah, you're like you kind of are interested to know because you want to be like
bathing suit.
Yeah, is it a flesh colored bathing suit they're wearing? And you're like, I kind of want to know if they are, but I don't know if they are. And
I don't want to be weird, but like
and it was like super distracting, and I'm like, how about you stand there and I'll look this way, just 'cause I just wanted to know what was going on over here. So these like random situations where this like interesting nudity stuff just happens during certain times of the year.
So this is also something to bring up. I know that you know about this. I don't know if you know about this. So there is this Danish singer named Tobias Rahim. He's
oh my god!
And I think he's going to be there Saturday, by the way.
At Roskilde?
I think
probably.
so.
But he's very popular, and he came out with a book recently, a few months ago.
Okay.
And I had heard about this book, and I heard that there were some scandalous photos of him. I thought they were going to be like, maybe he's just like shirtless or, got like a pillow cover. No. I found the book in, like, we were in a bookstore.
It was
and
around Christmas.
I saw it and I was like, oh, that's funny. And they had an open version. And I was like, I kind of want to see what's going on in this book. And so I opened it.
We saw a lot of him.
Yeah. It was like full.
It was
everything.
All the twig and berries.
You saw his Rahim.
I sure did. There were also poems in there. I'm sure it was very lovely. And I mean, the photographs
Did the curtains match the drapes?
Oh my god!
It's not my fault. You said you set it up. Listen,
but power to him, I guess.
I mean, the Michael Scott humor comes out a little bit.
power to him that he has like the confidence to do that.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, sure.
He's just like whatever, you know.
Yeah. I'm impressed. I mean, I would never.
And he probably made
it's a gift
lot
to
of
other
money.
people too, by the way, to not be.
He probably made a lot of money from that.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Maybe,
perhaps,
yeah.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah. I don't know. There was an open version just sitting there, I guess.
Well, I mean,
but
was it in the discount bin or was?
No. It was like front of the store.
It was end cap.
Okay, I mean, because like some bookstores, eventually you get to the grab bag, which is basically like every aisle in some Netto's kind of situation.
It was like end cap at the front.
Yeah.
Of the
front
bookstore.
and center.
Front and
Well
center.
Yeah.
So
go him.
All right.
Loud and proud.
Yeah. Well,
I think unfortunately for I don't know, he will be closed at Roskilde Festival.
He will be. Well, maybe I won't go now.
That's disappointing.
Let's comment on a few things here for a moment because people have said stuff. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. There's a lot of hello. Sorry, we haven't said hello to everyone.
By the way, someone said something
hi,
about.
Roskilde. Hi, Niba.
Someone said something
hi,
about.
Walrus. Hi, Ballarup.
Oh my God.
We're gonna talk later about graduation.
That.
That's the plan is to discuss
graduation.
that in part 2 of the second half of this. Let's see. From an American perspective, what is the name of nudity?
I have my opinion on this because I've thought a lot about it. I think it's just in America we view like nudity as like your body is a very personal thing that's like not for anyone else to see, and so I mean personally I don't care that other people want to be naked at the beach, whatever, like that's your thing, but like I don't know, just growing up in American culture, it's very like it's private.
I think it's born out of puritanical beliefs, like the Puritans who came over and basically like kind of were some of the first colonies in the U.S. They were like extremely religious and covered up and stuff, and I think that's where it got started.
Possibly. I mean, there is a lot of, even though not all of America is religious, there is a lot of religion like deep in our society. So, yeah, I mean, Adam and Eve were naked, so.
Yeah,
Yes, but then they covered up because then they became self-aware and realized that they were naked. So that's why they have all the pictures of them with the leaf. They covered themselves because they were ashamed.
I don't, somebody just said that they think American Christian conservatism has a huge role to play. I mean,
I
maybe
agree with
there
that.
is some stuff like the whole, I was trying to Google and find a picture before with John Ashcroft, and when he wanted to, like, there's like he was the former attorney general.
Yeah.
And there's just like, he'd often have to speak in this place where there was like a statue that had Topless behind him. And I thought the story, and this may be an example of how things take on in life. In my memory, he wanted that covered up, but I could not find a single picture of it covered up.
yeah.
So maybe it didn't end up getting covered up
Yeah,
because I
maybe
couldn't
not.
find a picture of it. I only found pictures of him with it behind him, topless. And that is he was a religious person, and that's like what part of his reason for that. But I think that's a part of it, but I also think there's a lot of people that aren't religious that still, it's just something that, like, when you grow up with something and that's how it is, you just accept it. In a lot of cases, that's how it is. So I think there's some non-religious people that also would be kind of taken aback.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. But that's why I'm saying
I think in general, it's. I mean, for me, I feel like you and I disagree on how much influence religion has culturally. I think it has much more influence than I think you think it has.
No, but I'm not saying it's not influential. I'm just saying it has influenced the way people, how just the general culture.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that a non-religious person might still feel that way because of how it's influenced the culture. So I'm just making the point that it doesn't take a person to be religious to still think it's odd.
Because then you grow up in that society.
Yeah, but obviously religion has had an influence on a lot of aspects of society. I'm just saying it doesn't necessarily need somebody that's super, religious in order to feel that way. It's just because that's how it's always been. So everybody's used to it, and it's weird, obviously, to have something happen different than what you're used to.
Yeah. But I just think it's, I don't know, I just think it's part of our, I don't know, something you just grow up with, that it's like your body's very much like private. And I mean, even when you're kids, like, you don't let your little kids go to the beach without a swimsuit on. So it starts from
really young,
a very, very young age. And even like if you were, at somebody's house and their toddler was running around naked, it's like, oh my God.
Well, yeah. I mean, I remember when we went to Turkey, and I went to one of the Turkish baths, and that was like the first time I'd ever experienced being in a room with other people who did not have clothing on.
The wording of that is really weird.
I mean,
out of context.
But it was super awkward to begin with. Like, it was really, really uncomfortable. But then, kind of like 15 minutes in, I realized I was the odd person out. Wanting to cover up, and then you get used to it. You're just like, oh, nobody cares.
I mean,
like nobody's batting an eye and nobody's uncomfortable with this.
I think now, though, maybe it's taken a turn a bit in that I think, I mean, this is just my opinion, so I could be wrong. But I feel like part of it might be also now that people don't feel uncomfortable or don't feel comfortable because of how people can be objectified and how just, being, in the US. So I think there's this.
And sorry to interrupt. I just feel like if you were at the beach here and you were like topless, like no one's gonna go walking around like nice boobs, like
I
don't know. I've never been topless at the beach.
Here's a question. Yeah. Here's a question: is catcalling a thing in Denmark?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Well, I mean, that's what that would be.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I've never been topless at the beach, so I don't know. But I would, if I wanted to be topless at the beach, I would think of that as like a pretty safe space because everybody just does it. I think catcalling is more here. Again, I don't know, but
I don't think anybody would catcall you at a beach specifically because you're topless.
No,
because there's
everyone
boatloads of topless women at the beach, so that's just like then they're just catcalling you in general, not because you're topless.
Yeah, but I do think as my perspective of people that are comfortable. Mm-hmm. Being topless is that they don't care and they're comfortable with themselves. Yeah.
And I think that's cool.
And I think that, I respect that. I have no problem with that.
I think it's really great that they have like the confidence and they feel safe enough to do that. I personally don't. I'm just not comfortable enough with that. But I think it's really cool that other people do. And I remember one time we were at like Islandsburger, and we walked past these two women, and they were both like topless, and they were just talking to each other like it was totally normal. And I thought it was so like beautiful. I thought it should be like a painting.
Yeah, very.
Because it was so beautiful to me. It was just so like natural.
Yeah, there's just
womanhood.
like whatever.
Yeah.
But I think besides that part, there is also just, I remember the first time we went to France, which was 2002. There'd be like ads on the street. So it's not just like average people topless at a beach, but there'd be like a magazine, that you'd walk by on a newsstand, and there'd be topless people there. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of different to see.
Yeah, like a Playboy magazine.
It was, but it wasn't. It was like
just the other...
like a French Vogue or something, and somebody would be topless. It wasn't a Playboy at all.
Yeah.
But in America, if you go to a place that happens to have Playboys and stuff, they have like, like black kind of like things in front of it, so you can't see except the title of whatever the magazine is. But then in France, you go and then there's like a huge poster at like a bus stop.
yeah, exactly. Just
You were probably wondering why I kept walking the same direction when we were there. This is the long way. No, this is. Let's just go.
This is the right way.
It's boobs.
Yeah.
We gotta.
Yeah, we gotta
I
go
think
this way.
somebody asked, Roar asked, what is the American view on the European take on nudity? Are Europeans seen as more free?
Well,
more
that's what I was
crazy?
saying.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
That I think. To me, my opinion is that it's that they just don't care and they're comfortable.
Don't care isn't like in a
Don't
bad
care
way,
what, or just like what somebody's opinion would be, or if somebody
They're just
sees
chilling.
them, they're just comfortable.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Yes, I agree. But obviously, I can speak for everyone. But
You don't speak for everybody.
I think there's.
I
I
can't.
think there's a
speak for
lot of
everyone.
pearl clutching, like where I'm from.
Well, yeah, obviously.
There's a
but
lot of. How could they?
Yeah. How do you think if one of those pearl clutchers, is that the technical
And
term?
if nobody
Okay.
knows
If
what,
if
if
they
you
were
don't
in
know,
Europe and saw it, how do you think they'd do?
I think they would
I
be
don't think-
really like. I think. If we're talking about real pearl clutcher, and if you don't know what pearl clutching is, it's like if you're a Southern lady and you see something that like is against your beliefs, you grab your pearls and you go, so it's pearl clutching. I very much think that they would just be like, oh my God, those people are godless. Just
They wouldn't
like
say
one of
anything,
them.
though, to them.
Not like that. No, they would never say it to anybody's face, but they're just like, that's inappropriate for public.
I don't
There's
know,
chil-
Steve. I don't think we should have come here.
There's children around.
I mean, even like breastfeeding in public in America is like
Yeah,
controversial.
That's
like,
a whole
you
other
can't even
thing.
do that.
And that's like barely nudity. Can you even
Yeah.
like call that nudity?
Yeah. I mean,
It's
somebody
like
said
feeding a baby.
it's not. It's different to being sexy, but I think that's a difference is between here, where I think a lot of people just apply any kind of nudity to some kind of sexualization.
Sexual connotation. Yeah.
Even breastfeeding, because they feel like, oh, somebody's going to see that and think something.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do think that is a good point because I feel like if you were at the beach in Denmark and someone like had their boobs out, no one would really care. But I feel like if someone was walking around Denmark with like no top and like a thong on, people would be like, what is going on? Because then it's like in a different
it's like context. Yeah, you're like, you're not at the beach. What are you doing?
I mean, they wouldn't say it.
Yeah, they just
no one would say
be
anything
very
to the
Danish
person.
and walk
They'd
by.
just be like, okay,
Sure, like that was interesting.
So I'm going to go back to catcalling for a moment. Is
Okay.
that the same term?
In Danish?
Yeah.
I don't know.
People watching. Do you know what catcalling means?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. I mean, I'm sure most people do, but I don't
I'm
know
just
what
curious.
it is in
And what would it
Danish.
be said? How would it be in Danish?
Yeah,
me
how would
Google it.
you say catcalling in Danish?
Cat
I'm
hedda.
Google Translate says, wait, maybe it's 2 words. I'm
Yeah,
turning Danish. I'm making
catcalling
everything
is
one
2
word.
words.
Okay, that's definitely
No
not
word
it.
for catcalling in Danish.
No word. Oh,
I do not know
okay.
a Danish.
Maybe they just call it
Hello?
catcalling.
So do you just say catcalling then?
Yeah, I guess so. Probably.
I guess it's just like at work when they're like, server infrastructure or something.
Yeah.
It's like an IT term that has no Danish equivalent. So
Pifte efter pigerne. What is pifte?
I think that's like, I don't know.
interesting.
Now I've probably said something inappropriate. I don't know.
But catcalling is
That's a great
is
way to get me to
typically-
say it.
Typically,
Oh, whistle. Okay. Yeah,
Whistle. Yeah, it could
it's
be.
It's a bit like pifte efter pigerne.
But it's like I feel like the stereotype is it's like a construction worker on a lunch break.
Hey, lady.
And he's got like his like hard hat over here, and he's got his like lunch box that's all like a steel lunch box that's shaped like a, I don't know, like a barn.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got, then he's like, hey.
Yeah, let me show you my ruler.
I don't know about that. I don't know. It's not like show. It's more like,
No.
come back over here, fine thing.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know what
exactly.
accent that was, by the way. I haven't the slightest idea. Oh yeah, I don't know if they'd. Maybe somebody would whistle if there was no response and they kept walking, and then it might lead to a whistle.
Oh, thank you.
I had stopped in Denmark in the 80s. Very
I've
nice.
been working on my Danish
Altogether, no one has ever done it since the 80s.
No, but that was it. That was like legitimately.
It's been non-existent.
I think that's in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah,
And I think it's like
amazing.
I feel like there's a plaque somewhere in Denmark that this is where the last.
Yeah.
Oh, is
occurred.
it like one of those safety things where it's like number of days without
Since last
catcalling?
catcalling, yeah, it's like
Seriously.
it looks like the debt clock. There's so many digits in it now
Yeah.
since it's been since the 80s.
I don't know. Thinking back, if I've ever had anyone yell something at me here in Denmark. I generally feel very safe in the city.
Michael's here.
Oh,
Always
Michael.
providing good value. Construction workers don't wait for lunch breaks to
That's
catcall.
true.
24. That's good. I mean, there's always
true.
one eye on the
They're always
construction
on the
site,
lookout.
and the other eye is off the construction site to see who's walking by. Catcalling. All right, we've gone 20. We won't go the full 30 on this. We'll go ahead and no. I know there's a weird blackout there for a second.
What happened?
We're still here. So we're going to talk about something else now. And that's going to be graduation stuff.
Yes. It was graduation time.
Oh, so exciting.
Yeah. So let's let Maya focus on. But do you want me to show the picture?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah. What
Show
picture are
the
we
picture.
showing?
So wait. By the way, this is the point in the show
Okay.
where we start talking about the things that have been occupying our thoughts for the last weeks.
Yes.
And one more year.
No,
not 2
one
years,
more year.
One more
One more year.
One more
Not
year.
two.
And these hats are
This
one
is
of
my
them.
hat. Well, obviously I haven't ordered it yet or anything, but this is the hat that I customized with my friends.
Yeah.
We just did it like because we were bored one day, but I would love it if it did look like this.
Yes.
Yeah, and why does and there's a bus, a random picture of a bus I got from Google.
Yes.
Google.
I love
I don't
the
know whose bus
buses.
that is.
Yeah, who knows?
Studentaphone.
A Google picture of a bus that
Yeah,
looks like a
exactly.
military vehicle filled with,
Yeah.
and this has like all the different kinds of hats you can
Yeah.
get. And talk about this, and talk about
Yes.
like you've got friends that have just gone through this.
Yeah, I have a few friends who just graduated, so it's really exciting for them.
Yeah.
And it's really crazy seeing friends that I made when I was like 14 here, graduating and everything, and it's very exciting for them.
yeah.
And I'm excited for them.
Yeah, and you're slightly jealous.
Yeah, of course, but I know that I'll get to do it. So
But
Yeah.
then I think one of the interesting things that we've talked about a couple times is when we first moved here, you were super disappointed about not being able to do American high school graduation.
yeah,
But then I don't know how you feel. I think I know how you feel. But I feel like Danish graduation is far more exciting
I
than
agree.
American graduation.
I agree. But it's always just of course I think Danish graduation is more exciting. But of course,
Or the
always
traditions around Danish graduation.
But of course, you'll always think the thing you thought you were going to get to do for 14 years
Yeah, that's true.
would be cool
yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Danish one sounds so much more exciting. My grandma told me that like the graduation in their town, they like have an after party and it's like held in the school and like they lock the doors so that no one can leave in case of like drunk driving.
That feels like a fire violation.
No, it's fine. But like, I don't know. I just think like, I don't know. Maybe I'm like fully Danish now, but I'm like, ugh, a party like sober sounds kind of boring. But wow, sounds so fun.
I just get so much joy now that we've been here for 5 years. I completely didn't understand it the first time I saw it because we moved here in May and then it was
then
like
it
at the
happened,
end
like,
of
a month
June.
later, yeah.
And I was like, what is happening right now? But now when I see them, I'm like, yeah. And I know that they're all just
Gone.
7 sheets to the wind. They
Yeah.
don't know what's happening. And I'm just like, good for them.
Yeah. It's so, speaking of like crudeness, I was talking to a few customers at work, asking if they were American. Well, if they were Americans, asking, like, oh, have you seen the graduation buses? What did you think? And one of them was saying, like, oh my Lord, we saw one of the buses and they had an inflatable penis on the bus.
Oh my goodness, it was an inflatable.
Oh my
It was the size of a Shetland pony.
But they were having fun, so good for them. But yeah, I am like.
And then her I assume it was a woman.
Yes.
And then her husband was like, "Man, I wish Cletus was here. He'd have loved to see that."
See, that was the definition of pearl clutching.
Yeah.
They had an inflatable penis.
I feel like I wasn't really downtown a ton.
No, I was at work the whole time.
There was like a
so
couple
I,
that went by our house, but I didn't. I
wasn't
felt like it was
downtown that
like
day.
low key compared to the past. I feel like I didn't hear as much
No.
as I have in the past.
I
No.
did well.
Maybe because I wasn't downtown as much.
I
heard
did
quite a few in the
all day
city.
long. They were going up and
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, but it
I
was.
heard
road.
I was in the city and I saw
Here.
one still driving at like 2 a.m. I feel like they're definitely not allowed to do that, but whatever. They were having a good time. So. But yeah, I'm so like beyond excited to get my hat and
1 year.
graduate. I know.
more year.
1 year.
One
One
more
year
year.
from now, I will be sitting with my hat on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
At table talk with a hat.
Yes, exactly.
Very exciting.
Can I be back on the list for putting your hat on you? Because this was an unexpected like argument
Well,
that
I don't
we
know.
had, because there's like the whole thing when you come out of your last exam and then somebody of importance in your life puts the hat on your head.
Well, I think I do want it to be.
And I thought it would be me, and
Well,
then you said, "Oh
I
no,
do
I
have
want to
two
have
parents,
Sydney
so-
or Amanda." To
Well,
do
I don't know
it."
if they're going to be here, so
She was like, "Oh, I think I just get a stranger to do it."
I don't know.
And
I
I
don't
was
know
like
who's
taken
gonna put my
aback,
hat
and
on.
then I was, at first I was mad, and then I was like, you know what? It's her day. It's let it go.
Well,
but
I don't know.
like, part of me was sad.
Well, I don't know who's going to put my hat on, but
It'll be Viola.
I don't know.
Well, there you go.
But I am.
A stranger would be very honored.
Yeah,
Yes,
true.
I'm sure. So,
But I'm so excited.
any more graduation stuff, or on to the next topic?
I don't know. Do you have any questions or anything?
No, I'll have them in a year's time when you're actually experiencing it. But this is what just happened. And
Yeah, I'm so excited, and I'm also glad that me and Vilos are graduating the same year.
Yeah.
So that'd be nice.
fun.
Hopefully not on the same day, because that would be sad. Because I want to be there when he gets his hat on.
Sure.
I had to laugh. The one thing I found out about was it sun goggles?
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
Yeah.
I thought that I was just like, that made me laugh so hard. So like, apparently, I'm sure all the Danes know this, but if there's any
Well, I feel like the
Americans-
sunglasses thing is kind of a new trend.
Is
I
that a
haven't
new
heard
trend?
it before. It's just like this year.
So it's
or
like
something. Maybe I'm just
if,
late.
if you come out of your last exam and you got a 0, you just do this.
Yeah, and then you say sunglasses.
Fantastic.
And if someone
please
asks what you
don't get
got, you say sunglasses. And then some people
Don't
will
get
draw because
sunglasses.
the grade of your last exam you have to write in your hat.
Yeah.
And some people have just been drawing sunglasses instead of writing 0, 0. Someone said if
Yeah.
I made graduation plans yet, other than standing there and getting a hat. No. I mean, a lot of people here have like
she obviously hasn't even finalized the hat plans yet.
But I mean, people are, people have like graduation parties with like all their family, but I have like a mom and a dad here, so the family graduation party would be very small. So I don't know. Maybe
So-
we'll do something if we go to the U.S. in the summer after. I don't know.
I had to comment on a few things that Michael,
Yes.
our good friend Michael, has
Yeah.
said. One, many comments ago, I haven't forgotten. He said he's going to baseball tonight, and I'm very jealous. He's a Yankees fan, and they're in Oakland. He lives in Oakland. And he mentioned now there's graduation for everything.
Yeah, I had a middle school graduation.
Yeah, I feel like, but that's maybe, that is like a
Yeah, that was like
Somebody-
semi-real.
some-
kind of
Somebody
like you're
said
moving
to
on
me-
to a different school.
Yeah, but somebody said to me once, which then I felt bad, because they said, especially at inner city schools, for some of those kids, they will not graduate high school. And that's like, you'll definitely make it out of middle
he's
school,
like
but
preschool, and it's
yeah,
almost
the
like
preschool stuff's kind of dumb.
The worst part about
Kindergarten,
Facebook
nope.
is like all these pictures.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah,
no offense. I mean, my friends, I'm happy for them and their kids and stuff, but
It's
there
just
was like
kinda
that
like
recent,
over the
there was
top.
that recent run of like kids holding chalkboards that say like, first
First
day
day,
of
last
first grade,
day.
last day of first grade, that
I
stuff.
mean, those are cute, but like,
Yeah,
do we need the full cap and gown? I don't know.
That's a bit intense.
I do remember in middle school, though, my middle school graduation, we did something really sweet. I think they do this in the high school, too. Because in my town, like, everybody who went to that elementary school also goes to this high school. Like, if you never move, you go to this high school. You have no choice. And so in my middle school, when we graduated on our last day, they took us on a bus back to the elementary school, and we got to like see all our teachers and stuff again before we went off to high school.
But again,
That's cool.
But was there candy? Did you throw candy?
No, we did not.
Was
throw
there
kids.
an
That's a
inflatable
great
penis
Danish
in either of these
tradition.
places?
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately not.
More importantly. And,
Unfortunately, there was no inflatable
We've just
penis.
gone super Danish with this stuff.
so making sliders is a good idea. Maybe I make
Making
barbecue sliders.
You know what?
Maybe
I was
barbecue
thinking.
sliders.
I was thinking, but I don't know if that would be a good drunk food because the van is going to come to our house.
Like
I know,
good
I know.
greasy food. That's supposed to be good.
I
So
can
I
just
was thinking
make up a bunch of
either-
barbecue.
Yeah,
I was thinking
exactly.
either that or we could be super American and just order like a ton of McDonald's.
Oh my god.
That's
No,
something
that's
that
got
a
Trump
former
vibes.
president would do.
Yeah, but you have to remember
It's
these are drunk 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
I understand
18,
that,
19-year-olds. So
I'd rather go like if we were gonna do anything.
I could make like a
it'd
barbecue
like,
sliders would be good.
Yeah.
I feel like that's or like those little. You didn't have them, but the hot pocket things I made were super good.
Oh yeah.
I do.
those did
I
look good.
will.
We had so we had people over, and I made some pork barbecue, and I had leftovers, and I made little like empanadas, but it was really like a hot pockety thing with leftover barbecue. It was so good. That'd be good finger food because it's like all contained in its own little.
Doesn't Traeger have some griddle thing? I mean, we could.
Oh my gosh, you've never heard of drunk food? I mean, that's what I think.
What?
That's
Drunk?
The,
Oh, wow.
That's basically
Oh,
the only
wow.
reason why Waffle House is still
Wow.
in business. I think it's
Maybe
like
it's an
a late night-
American thing.
Expression.
Do they hire the driver and the vehicle?
Yeah,
you
that's-
rent you rent like a year and a half ahead of time. You rent the van, and then
Oh
the
my
driver,
God.
I guess,
do we
just
need
comes
to do
with
this
it.
now?
Do what?
Like, how do you like?
Oh, no,
rent
we already
the
did
dri-
it.
Oh, you already did.
You
it.
don't do it. We as a class, we all pay for it. We already paid for it.
Oh, okay. Well, good to know.
We did it like
Good to
7
know.
months ago.
Yeah, I remember you asking a long time ago. All right, so
But
let's.
yeah, I'm very excited.
Well,
So-
many Danes see barbecue as American as they should.
As they,
And
because it
that's
is.
why it would be funny to have it for my
Yeah,
van thing.
and we're Americans, so
And
it all
I
works.
want a orchestra playing Pumpkin Circumstance when we arrive.
Yeah. How about a mariachi band?
That works.
A
take
small
that.
guy with a big guitar. Okay. So another thing that happened
Okay.
was right here. And so this is our third year to go to Tivoli.
I
for
was-
St.
And
Pat's.
this time it actually lit on fire.
And we were in the bar right next to it.
Yes.
Basically the best view ever.
I think we just need to do that every year now.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I do think
go
it was
grab
like
that table.
that restaurant with the we've never gone there before.
It's
The
it's
microbrewery
like the
place.
Tivoli Brewhouse.
And it was like this bar area is kind of like get a table if it's available. I think we're super lucky that we got that awesome
that's
table.
true. That's true.
And yeah, so a lot of bonfires were banned because of the drought.
Yeah.
But in some places with lakes or
Yeah,
in
you could do
Tivoli
it.
because it's in water, they did it. So that's one of the reasons why we've gone a bunch because. You know, that a lot of the past few years, there's been a lot of droughts, and Tivoli's like
Yeah.
one of the
But they
few
do it,
places
like,
you could
on the
actually
water.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, CERN, it is in the middle of water.
Yeah.
So
It is.
it'd be really hard for anything to catch on fire.
Yeah. And so
I was there in spirit.
yeah.
I was there
Yeah,
several
you were there,
feet
but
away.
not there. Yeah.
And it was nice. It was not, and that was but it was Friday, so we went after work
Yeah.
and hung out, had a
Had some
burger,
drinks.
had some beer, and you were real proud because you talked to this very elderly Danish couple who only spoke Danish.
I did.
So- Oh,
you
you and
guys
me.
would
What
be.
was it? You were looking at
It
me.
was, by the way, very non-Danish in that, like, so we were at this. You could fit 4 people at this table.
Yeah.
So we were sitting there eating, and then they came up to us, and basically said, "Can we sit there too?"
Yeah,
and we're like,
exactly.
"Sure." And then Danish ensued.
Yeah, because the wife spoke Danish, but the husband didn't. But the husband was more chatty than the wife. And you guys would be proud of me. I had a whole conversation with this man in Danish for quite a while. And he understood what I was saying, and I understood what he was saying. So, and he told me my Danish was very good. And I was
Yeah.
proud of myself.
I mean, I said a few things.
You did. You did good.
And then,
he understood what you said.
It was a nice.
I was not present for that.
And then I
so
tried.
I have no opinion.
I felt bad because I know you don't speak Danish as well, so I didn't want you to feel left out. So
Yes, I understand flying embers, but I also think at Tivoli there's not a ton of grass. Even I feel like if flying embers would have gone, they would have hit a human.
Also, it's like
Sooner
it's
than-
really far from any like it's like
And
that would have
people
to
are
be an
lined.
insane flying ember, and because it's Tivoli, they have like the whole like fire brigade
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So,
that
like,
are ready with little
fine.
boats.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened last year.
I have
But
two
just to-
things.
to
Yeah,
light
just to
it.
light it.
Two things to say first. I love the fact that somebody's name is Shooby-Doo-Inu, which because we were just talking about Santans and they play Midsummer, or they sing Midsummer, which is actually by the band Shooby-Doo. But also,
Maybe that's them.
It sounds like something Jack Black would just say in the middle of a thing.
I did not realize that they don't eat. You have to be a designated food stop.
Oh, on the van?
Somebody said
I
that you
actually
have
did
to
not
be
know
a
this.
designated food stop, so we might
see.
not need to serve food.
Maybe
Maybe
I
we
like
can
to serve
serve sweet tea.
alcohol.
Maybe
Sweet tea.
Spiked sweet tea. Not spiked. That
That'd be
sounds bad.
Long Island iced tea.
Yeah.
Have you ever had Long
we
Island
could do
iced
that.
tea?
No, but we could do
Well,
that.
guess what? You can't get it in America right now. But here we could.
Why can't you get it in America?
I can. You can't.
Oh, oh yeah, that's true. I thought you meant you in general.
I'm just saying a place where it would be readily available
Yes.
at this
Yeah.
moment in time, you would not be able to get it.
Correct. But we could do that.
Yes, we
That
can.
could
I'm
be
sure
fun.
it'd be an easy Google.
Yeah.
Of course, then it's like, sweet tea is like.
Sweet tea.
Well, that's the point of the van ride, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I do think it's quite shocking when Danes have sweet tea and like real sweet tea, and then they realize how much sugar is in it. It's like half a bag of sugar.
I feel
'Cause I
like
think a lot of times they think it's going to be iced tea. It's not.
No,
It's not even close.
it's its own food.
I feel
group.
like this batch, because I made some the other day,
Yes.
was a little like, I think maybe it was too concentrated. It was very thick. Not thick,
yeah, it
but
was
like
a bit
dark.
thick.
It was dark, you know?
Yeah.
So seriously intense in
Now
terms of the teeness. And I can say, by the way, now this is another picture that relates to the whole sweet tea.
Yeah.
So we had people over, and because the weather's been fantastic,
Yeah.
this is the backyard that's basically been this way all summer so far. So we sat, there's my Traeger in the background,
Yeah.
and we did this barbecue.
Oh, my
We had
nice
some sweet
flowers.
tea. It's been such a nice time here to be at the
Yeah.
new house and be able to relax in the backyard.
It has been. Somebody asked, like, how did we do with the heat? And I am turning more Danish by the day, and like it was. I felt like it was really hot, even though it was only probably, like I don't know, 23.
I feel like
24.
it's, I feel
I'm
like
dying at
it's super hot
I'm dying at
because
work.
we don't have air
hot.
conditioning and stuff. It's
No,
very
we
hot.
have like a fan
It's
at
cooler
work.
outside often than it is inside. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. We have a fan at work, and when there's not customers, I stand like this close to it, just like
Oh no!
right there. Because it's so hot.
And last point on Sanctans, it is strange that it's all based on the idea of burning witches.
Well, that's just
Yeah.
that's like the Danish version. I don't know if other countries are like that, but like
I love
Swedish
sun tea.
Midsummer looks like really pretty. They have like flower crowns, and they do like picnics, and they like, braid ribbons on this big. I don't know
And
much.
then they kill people.
That's the movie.
You know
Get
what's
out of
funny?
here.
I went to a customer dinner
Okay.
last week, and I wore I have this flowery blue dress, and I have this really pretty headband that is like flowers on top. And I saw one of my coworkers, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, you look lovely. You look like you're from that movie Midsummer."
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Which one are you?
I was like, you know what?
Talk about nudity too.
Florence,
There's
as weird as it was,
Old
Florence
people.
Pugh did look lovely in that movie.
She did. A good movie. If you haven't seen it, please watch it.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
Yes, we do have some fans. I will say about fans, we invested in maybe the cheapest fans possible a couple years
We
ago.
did.
I
And
still
so
have
at this
mine.
point,
Although
they
I
just
don't-
kind of slowly push around
Yeah.
like warm air. And we also have this issue because the cat
The cat.
really wants to
She's
escape
really, like,
every open
missing brain
window,
cells.
even if it's like on the second floor.
She like doesn't understand.
Yeah, so you have to be
height.
careful about having windows open.
Yeah.
And then when we go to bed, we close the door so she can't get in. Because in the bedroom, it's weird. I mean, it's nice. We have this deck thing, so there's a door. So there's no window. You basically just have to open this door.
Yeah.
And I'm always afraid that one of the I don't want you open it up like a ton.
Yeah.
And not you, but Miranda.
Oh.
And but there's a shade thing. But if the shade's down, the wind knocks it up
Oh,
again.
yeah.
It's noise,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna pull the shade up. But then if it's open, I'm waiting for one of them crows to fly in our room. So I kind of just open it a creek.
Sir, and that is exactly the fear that we will open the window and the cat just
Yes. Yeah.
goes out.
Yeah, I mean she. One day I was at my desk, and my window's right here. And I'm like, well, I mean, I could open it because
that's fine.
Yeah,
She just yeeted
She's just
herself
I'm
out
like,
the
how did
window.
you?
Bye. See you later.
She's insane.
But
Yeah.
you did have the deck open one time. We were showing someone the house, and then
Oh, yeah.
like
And
we
she
forgot
just,
to
like-
close it. She walked out on the deck. Not only did she walk out on the deck, that's fine, and she was just normal. But then she decided to walk on the other side of the railing, like
Yeah.
the other side of the
Yeah.
railing,
Yeah.
just walking on this
Little thin
centimeter
thing. Yeah.
wide thing. And I'm like,
Yeah, so that makes air circulation because normally you can just have like a bunch of windows open, you get a breeze through it and
Yeah.
stuff, but you
Yeah.
can't
no,
really do that.
not with her.
And then we got these like, so we were at Belka the other day, and we got these like, they were only 299 krona, which means they'll last like one season probably. It all goes with my very low investment in air circulation. But you like put water in it.
Yeah, it actually
It's
not too
okay.
bad.
I mean, you have to have a couple because it can't cover like
Yeah.
a bunch. Like, but
Yeah.
our bedroom isn't that big. But we need to open the window because like it's like had all this moisture in the
Yeah, I
windows. And
know.
I know, but
I
I'm
know.
afraid if we don't know, like
gonna get
create
mold.
mildew and mold and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I meant to tell you that. I wanted to make sure we shared that part here.
What?
Just
The mold.
this is the window mold thing.
yeah,
this
the
is
window
something I
mold.
remembered I wanted
we
to
don't
talk to you
want
about.
window mold.
Has nothing to do with anything that we necessarily need to be talking about to everybody, but
I appreciate that Tron Hackinson. I probably said your name wrong. I apologize. I too enjoy actually having the window open in the wintertime. I don't know why, but I love winter to begin with. It is my favorite season. I cannot stand summer. And I love a good cold breeze in the wintertime.
Someone said, "I'm a Swede. The movie Midsummer does not look like traditions here." I sure hope not.
I would hope so.
I think I could.
We get every year there's a population decline and tourists disappear.
Have you guys ever seen The Norseman? And it's like the very first episode of The Norseman. They're trying to convince all the old people to pull a midsummer and jump off the edge of the cliff. And they're just like, no, I think we'll go into the forest and just not come back.
So I want to say somebody asked about how often we make videos.
Never.
And I feel like we can address this
maybe
topic.
we address this topic.
It's been infrequent lately.
We
In
know.
fact, I realized
We're
the last
sorry.
video that we have is the last time we did a live stream.
Oops.
It's just, and I feel I don't like talking because I don't want to see like we're complaining. It's just been super busy.
There's a
I
lot
don't think
going
it's
on.
complaining. I think it's that we feel guilty.
Yeah, and I don't want to make stuff if I'm not really
Yeah.
into it because I'm tired or something from work, and hot.
Yeah,
It makes you more
I mean,
tired.
we definitely. I think there's definitely a sense that we're like letting people down if we don't do content, but we also need to find balance.
Yeah. So
So-
we haven't. I mean, there's still Maya and I went to Norway. We still have some video to put together from that.
Yeah.
And we have other ideas. It's just been challenging. And what's interesting about YouTube is it's fascinating because, like for some reason, our views have gone up this last week,
Yeah, I don't know why.
even though we've not posted anything in a while.
No.
I don't understand why. So we'll ride that wave
It's
for a little bit, I guess. I
it's
don't know.
The YouTube fairy godmothers.
Yeah, it's like, come on, Josh,
bringing
look
us
at
together.
what's possible. Just feed
trying
me
to
some more.
entice you
Feed me
back
some
in.
more. Look, this is what it's like when you're not making videos. Well, imagine what it'd be like if you did. Listen, Josh, it could be magical.
Wow.
So I would love to get back at a good pace. It's just been difficult
We're in
because
the middle of planning lots of exciting things, though.
yeah, there's a lot of things happening.
Who's gonna
Things that we
like
can't tell you.
Can't tell you, but lots of things. Yeah.
like what is subscribe? I don't remember what subscribe is in Danish.
I
Med
don't
them.
know.
Soren is way too negative. You're very glass half empty. Of course, the days are getting shorter, but let's not talk about that.
A bonner.
Let's not talk about that.
Husk at like bonner.
Let's not talk about that. Okay, so
I like the long days.
so
the
let's
long
let's
nights.
this is so another thing that we've been occupying our brain capacity this last week.
Okay.
And it's I mean it's all over the news.
We have to talk about it. I'm sorry.
I mean it's this whole bless you,
Thank you.
the fact that you needed to sneeze.
Don't
all
do
right.
that underwater.
The whole Ocean Gate thing.
Yes.
And I just
Titan.
it's fascinating.
Captivating.
It was captive, and it's the whole like it's I'm like curious what people here think.
Yeah.
But it's like this weird, I think this is one of those situations in life where, two things can happen at once. You can feel really bad and hope that these people could have gotten out in that period of time where we thought it might be possible. But also, you can think it's ridiculous the amount of coverage and investment of money and time that was put into this, knowing
Compared
that
to
other situations,
like the boat and
sea dwelling
Greece,
situations that are less than positive. But there's something that I think with Titanic and everything combined that people were just find it so intriguing, and the fact that it's just like I like watching Mount Everest stuff because it just terrifies me so much.
Yeah,
and that for some reason is intriguing.
Yeah. I think what I find most intriguing about the submarine thing is like it's almost like everything the CEO said. It's almost like I don't know.
Stockton Rush.
Yeah, but it's like, how did you not see that this was coming? And it's like everything. It's like everything he said in interviews. It would like I just want to play like the music from the show with the Seinfeld guy. What's that show again? What's the show? Done.
Seinfeld?
No, the show that the writer of Seinfeld made.
Oh, Larry. Oh, yeah.
Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yes, like I just want to play like that music for every interview that he's in because he says stuff, like he said something in one interview that was like, I want to be known for breaking rules, and then it's like,
yeah,
like,
you're like, maybe don't break rules too much.
Well, and I think there's this maybe there's this human thing too where like they got away with it so many times.
Yeah, there was like a level of arrogance there.
Well, like they went, there were so many trips before and nothing happened.
Yeah.
So then they were, but like I mean, apparently according to James Cameron and these people that spoke, they said there's these like microscopic damages that were happening that were aggregating over time that eventually became catastrophic. But I guess they got away with it enough times. Like, we'll be good.
I also love that like James Cameron is like in the conversation. Like I know that he like did a ton of research on the Titanic and is like in the submarine community from making the movie and stuff, but I just think it's funny.
Yeah, well, he's done.
I mean,
he went to the deepest part of.
No, I know.
Yeah,
that's why it makes sense, but also at the same time, it's like it's just kind of funny.
Yeah,
he's
been like
a submarine
nowhere.
is lost to the Titanic, and here we have the director of the Titanic.
Yeah, but they specifically waited though until after. Everything was, we knew the outcome before he spoke.
But to be fair, to James Cameron's credit, he has done incredible amounts of research.
No, I know. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Like, I'm aware that he's very knowledgeable on Titanic things.
Yeah.
But it's still funny that he's like the main spokesperson for this, this news story.
Well, I mean, he's probably outside of that French guy, the one who's been down there the most.
Yeah, you did. There was a Danish guy who made submarines.
Oh yeah,
that's also
that's a different situation.
We don't discuss that.
That's also crazy. But I mean, and somebody wrote something about obviously all the other things happening, not just the war in Ukraine, but also everything that was just happening in Russia,
that was
and
crazy
the Wagner
too.
group and all that, where
that was
it's just
insane.
like fracturing the, what's going on there.
Yeah,
that's obviously from a world perspective so much more important.
Yeah.
So that's what's weird about this situation is it can dominate the news for a period of time, even though it's pretty inconsequential over the grand scheme of the world because there's big things happening. But yet, for some reason, human nature gravitates in a lot of cases to this because it's so crazy,
like bizarre,
bizarre and weird. Yeah,
I mean, it's like who would have expected that? Oh, Tina Turner.
I think a lot of people expected that to happen. Unfortunately,
but I think the other thing that's weird about it is I didn't even know this was going on. It's like that's not even in the like.
I didn't know that there were people.
I didn't know people were doing this stuff.
I mean, it's like
a guy from The Simpsons went. One of the
on the Ocean Gate thing or a different thing.
Yeah, one of the like writers of The Simpsons went like a year ago, and he's been in the news and stuff. And it's like, what? This is even happening?
And then he came back and wrote about it sinking.
That's
no, it's like this stuff is actually happening. It's weird.
Yeah, wow. I don't know. I don't know.
It seems like another world.
Tour de France starts this weekend.
I also
important news.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they probably have to.
Have to what?
Criminal stuff.
Criminal cases against the company, which they they knowingly put into the water or something that was not certified.
There's like so many things that are just so ridiculous about it. Like the gaming controller, what is going on? They have to take their shoes off. Everyone's just sitting in their socks. Like, what is happening?
You know, it takes me back to when we were in Africa.
Yeah.
And we took this canoe ride for like 2 hours, and my back was killing me. I was so uncomfortable in that canoe.
In the Okavango Delta.
And I look at these people in this little tiny thing. I'm like, I would be
no
like
thanks.
5 minutes in. I'd be like, man, I'm aching. I can't be sitting in here without my shoes on.
And they were like planned to be down there for like 6 hours.
Yeah, I know. I saw. Michael, I've seen
wear.
some of this CBS stuff.
And that was crazy. And that's
I watched like one video on YouTube,
that's
and
why
so
I made
that's
the
my whole
comment.
algorithm is showing me every video on the Titan.
Yeah, and there was like a crazy moment too when Stockton Rush was like the guy on CBS, was like, I'm seeing other submersibles and there's all kinds of equipment, and like there's nothing in here. What do you have to say about that? And Stockton Rush was like, oh yeah, I think sometimes that's just for show.
I mean, if I were him, I would have put just random blinking lights just to make people feel more comfortable.
They literally, I haven't heard anyone say what the purpose of this is. There probably is some purpose, but literally the only things in there is the controller, this little computer thing, and then a button. Just a button.
Yeah.
I don't know what it does, but it's there.
Somebody said they could have pulled a 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride and just like put it down, 100 feet into the water and then shown them a video of the Titanic, and they would have not known any different.
Yeah, you would.
No, why
It's not
not?
like you have a great view.
There's something else I wanted to say.
Yeah,
about
what
it,
else
but
is
now I
there?
forgot.
We can move on past Ocean Gate, but it's been like a dominating story
I know, but there's something
Yeah.
else I wanted to say about. Oh, sorry, but now
about
I
it or something else.
the submarine. But now I don't remember what it was. Or it was also like you legally can't even call it a submarine. It's a submersible.
It's a submersible.
It's a
Because it
submersible,
can't.
yes.
And
Yeah.
submarines
Submersible.
can't even go down that. I know this stuff from GameStop and Home Depot. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And Camper World. They're
Camper
like,
World?
Yeah, the
this
light
little
from
thing is
Camper
Camper
World. Oh, I got that at
crazy.
Camper
I don't
World.
know if you
I
thought
remember
he'd
what
get
it was.
away with like a sleek Tesla like design.
Yeah, I
with
don't
just
know.
a screen.
I remember what it was I wanted to say now. It was because I heard him, or like I heard from somewhere that he like the reason he didn't have like actual real communication down there is because he didn't like people telling him how to pilot the submersible, and so their only communication was like texting.
Yeah.
And so once they got too far to text, then it was just like, okay,
Yeah, we'll see.
you're
in
on your
a
own.
few
See you
hours.
later.
Well,
It's like
we
the,
see how
it's
that
like the
worked
dark
out.
side of the moon with NASA
Yeah,
and stuff.
but it's like, why are you using SMS as your form of communication in a?
yeah. Did they at least have T9 to help kind of do autofill?
T9.
Yeah, you don't know what T9. She wouldn't know that.
I don't know. I just don't know how more people like didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
But sure.
Oh, I think
there's
a lot of people
yeah,
saw
but I
it
think
coming.
it's only a handful of people that even knew what was going on. But
Yeah, true.
I think the people who are in the industry, well, in the research industry, probably saw it coming.
All right, so there's 8 minutes until the top of the hour. Any other things? I don't. If anybody have questions, or somebody said something. In the meantime, while you're thinking of questions to write, all 168 of you, I will say somebody earlier said something about the design of our interior of our house being somewhat
We're
Nordic-esque.
going-
I would
we're going
say
Danish.
it's mostly because
We
we've
haven't
not
put
hung
stuff
any
up.
pictures up yet.
Yeah.
And you can't see this, which is not Danish over here, which is just like a
It's-
concoction of.
Well, I don't even
I'm
know.
afraid
No
to
offense,
touch
but I
it
don't
because
even know what this
I don't
is.
know what you want to do with it.
We have to get
So-
this is an intermediate step because we need to fill this up.
But
But this
been
thing
here
over
for like 3 months.
the problem is this thing over here. I need to fix first so we can get the Starbucks mugs in there,
Okay.
and then we can figure this out.
Okay.
And it might be replacing the IKEA
What's
stuff.
the timeline of getting?
I got to get the
that?
3D print the stuff at the bottom. I don't know. There's stuff going on. It's summer now.
But
Yeah.
Come on.
I feel like my room looks like totally different, like interior design style than you guys.
Yeah.
Mine is like if you walked into like a modern art museum,
Yeah.
like contemporary art museum. Like
Yeah.
pink and green and blue everywhere and weird abstract cat pictures.
Well, a house tour one day, yes, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
This thing we got at Luxus Junk, which is
Yeah,
this
it's
like
great.
recycle. I don't know.
junk.
It's not recycled, but like they get old stuff and kind of
Vintage
vintage,
furniture.
and it's super
Vintage
cool.
Danish
I really
furniture.
like this. The
Yeah.
problem is it sits really high up off the ground in order to get over this like gas pipe thing, and it feels slightly unstable. So I'm gonna 3D print an extra little base around it to help give more stability before I fill it up with 200 Starbucks mugs. This thing is some old school IKEA thing that we've had forever, and the door doesn't
We
very
have had
close
that
very well,
for a
and it
long
should just
time.
be retired.
I just remembered that I have something to tell you after, very exciting involving Starbucks. Sorry, I just remembered it.
Oh,
it is involving things this summer that we can't tell you.
Okay.
And Starbucks.
And why would you say that?
I don't know, because it just came to my
Why?
mind. Sorry, it just
my
came to my
God.
mind.
We're not in Lungbu, but we're not far away.
Yeah.
No, not anymore.
But not in Lungbu.
I-
But we visit Lungbu because the mall and stuff. And
Oh, it's great.
that's where there's a mall and a Dunkin' Donuts and a...
Yeah.
I put the
Other
plant on the table because this has been on
Oh,
my mind.
that's the
this
story,
week.
yes.
This is my thing for this week, what's been on my mind. So this is my foster plant. We have a friend of ours who's a musician, a fabulous guitar player. Played for Andrew.
We can say Andrew Combs. If you
Combs.
were to have seen Maya and I singing an Andrew Combs song,
Yes.
that's Andrew Combs and
Yeah.
the guitar player
And the
for
guitar
Andrew Combs.
player
When we
for
saw Andrew Combs in Hamburg,
Yes.
which was right before Maya and I sang that song.
Yes.
Just
what
to give
inspired
context,
us.
you can
Just
keep
to give
going down. Just
context.
want to give
Can we say
context.
the
Yes.
name of who gave it to us and then the sparkles right after?
His name is Jerry Bernhardt.
There we go.
Fabulous. And so we went to go see them in Hamburg, and inexplicably he had gone to a market and bought a plant while on tour and didn't know what he was going to do with it. And so I offered to take it home and give it a good home. And it has been terrible at growing for the past year and a half. Like it absolutely would not do anything.
It hasn't been a year and a half, but that's fine.
Has it
It's
been a
like
year?
9 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it not?
It was like
okay.
October,
finally.
November.
But
September.
I finally, you know what? I upgraded its pot. I gave it some new soil, gave it a new spot in the window over here, actually, where there's some nice flowers there right now. That's normally where it sits. And it has just gone crazy now. So now I need to send, when you sponsor a child and you get a picture, I need to send a picture.
Yeah. Well, we
Jerry,
did.
your plant's doing good.
We saw him a couple weeks ago.
Jerry Jr.?
Because he was.
Jerry Jr., that's what it's
Jerry was touring
Jerry Jr.
here with Lyra Lynn.
Yes.
That was fabulous.
At Ideal Bar.
At Ideal
and
Bar.
we saw him and we gave him an update, but he was kind of I hate to say this, but a deadbeat pet.
He was a deadbeat plant dad.
pet dad.
You
So,
know.
but we need to hook him up and let him know that things are doing better.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll text him a
exactly.
picture when it's all flourished.
Exactly.
I don't have a big opinion of Alan Leventhal. We met him when we were in
He seemed
at
nice
the
enough.
Rayville Festival last year, and he's nice. And I do know that we know some people that work at the embassy, and they were discussing the whole hot dog.
What
Went
is
social
hot
thing.
dog hunting?
Well,
Oh,
just
like
like that's
going
what they're
around.
posting on social is a lot of him. Like basically
trying to find an
no,
appropriate
when he
hot
talks
dog.
to people, I think he like in Danish life, he asks them where they like to get hot dogs, and he goes
Okay.
with them and then posts something on social media.
You
in
know
front
what
of
he
their hot
should
dog
do?
stand.
You know what he should do?
Is
He
eat
should
the
eat a
long hot
Franz dog
Yeah.
and a hot chocolate at the
Yeah,
same
that's a
time so that
quick
he can
way to make friends.
outrage
Listen.
everyone in Denmark.
This is kind of on the hot dog hunting thing, but I saw a TikTok recently of an American living in Denmark, and she said that she really missed real pickles, and she
yes,
found
I saw this TikTok.
she found a Polish
Yes.
store where they had what to us
In
is
Christiantown.
real pickles,
Yes.
actual
And
pickled
now
pickles and not
I
sweet
want
pickles.
to go there.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we
as
could go to
soon
the
as
pickle
possible.
place. I don't know. Anyway, maybe there's
we can go pickle hunting.
we can go pickle hunting. So that we're getting close to the end. A few things I want to
Yes.
mention. Saturday, Miranda and I are going to be
Yes. Roskilde.
at the festival. So if you see us, say hi if you happen to be there.
Quick.
I'll be at work if you see me. Say hi.
And then also next week is Elton John that we'll be at. So say
Is
hi
it already time?
next week.
We've been waiting
We've been
so
waiting
long. Like
since
story
before
of
the
this.
pandemic.
The story of these tickets are so ridiculous.
And then the week after that is Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm not sure when the next live stream will be because
No.
that Tuesday is Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
There's
And I might have to travel for work also that week. So you'll
The
have to
boss.
stay tuned on when the next table talk will be because I'm
Yeah.
not sure. It'd be nice to do one more.
it's a movable
before-
feast.
We hit the stretch of everybody mostly being on vacation.
Yeah.
Because we'll take that time off because
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense if a lot of people are on holiday. But we'll see what's happening because we've got a lot of things with Bruce and Elton and
Yeah.
the festival on Saturday.
I'm just
very
ready for
excited.
this concert to happen.
Elton only makes a farewell tour once. Yes, for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But I definitely want to see him because
was
going to.
Your wish is granted.
Yes.
I was going to see Prince. I think he was coming to Chicago, and I was like, oh, maybe I should see Prince. And no, it wasn't Prince. It was David Bowie. He was coming to Chicago. I was like, oh, maybe I'll see him next time. And then he died. So now I just I trust
we just got to make
no
it
one.
one more meek. It's almost like the time we went to see Dave Brubeck and he canceled the show and we were afraid he was going to.
We were so afraid he was going to die.
This dude's already old.
Someone said that they saw me at work and they were starstruck and they were too shy to say hi. If you see me, you can always say hi.
Say hi. Any
if
of
you
us.
ever see any of us, we're always happy to say hi.
Yeah. 4th of July, it's
Nothing. We'll be preparing for Elton John.
Yeah, we're getting ready for getting a good night's sleep for Elton John the next day at Royal Arena. Yeah, because I mean, we've said this or not, I don't remember, but probably for many years
we haven't celebrated 4th of July.
Traveled to Europe over the 4th of July.
Really,
I got to do it last year because I was in America on 4th of July.
But I'm rarely in the U. It's been a long time since I've been in America over 4th of July. So.
Yeah, like the last summer was like the first time in literally I don't even know, probably 8, 9, 10 years that I was there for 4th of July.
Do we like Danish bands, by the way?
Yes, we talked about this.
Thomas Rahim, I'm a huge fan of now. Tobias Rahim, I'm a huge fan of now. Looking forward to seeing him and the what's that other band? The unknown artist.
They're also going to be there,
but at 1 a.m. I'm not sure I've got.
Rude.
But we'll see Lizzo and
But
Angelique
in the last live stream that I was in, I believe I talked about two Danish bands that I really enjoy. So scroll through that to find it.
And actually this is something that I've been working with my private tutor on because we discovered that that's actually a really good way for me to work on my listening skills. So I went on Spotify and I actually went through the lyrics of some Knags songs that I like.
From who?
Nags. They're older. They're like 80s.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like early 80s. So like Mr. Swing King, Den Dejlige Morgen.
Yeah, you're talking. We don't know what you're saying.
Okay,
you're saying it like we would know it. That's how normal. Don't you remember that 80s movie? You know, John Cusack, like we would remember.
But anyway, that's how I've been. That's one of the ways that I've been working on my Danish. I've been translating songs and listening to Danish
really
music.
Quickly, for my 10th grade in after school for my Danish exam, I decided I couldn't barely speak Danish at the time, and I needed to analyze a song, so I had Vilas help me pick out a song, and he picked out an Ken Kutzner song. And now every time I hear the song, I just think about my Danish exam.
That sounds like bad stuff.
Yeah.
We've never been to the festival. This is our first time.
And
so we're very excited.
And only you two are going.
And by the way, expect the video. That will be a video.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it and our experience afterwards. So expect a video after that's done.
And sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say we're at the end.
We are
at the end. I was going to say,
I know too.
I definitely want to watch Olsen Banden because they have Three Stooges vibes, and I love them.
We also need to watch the next round of Matador soon. It's been a while since we watched the first 6 episodes or whatever. So it's time to.
You can go visit the Matador's fake set in Wagen.
Yeah, I haven't been to Wagen in a while. Actually, we used to go there just randomly.
Yeah,
in the summer. It's been
forever.
a while.
Yeah. Anyway,
I was afraid to look up the lyrics for De Vilde Kinina.
Okay.
We're not really going into the city, but we've been to the city or Skilled many times.
Yeah.
Just this would be unless the festival is like a new city.
Yeah.
That city we've never been to.
Built city.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's been we've gone over.
It's been an hour and 3 minutes.
It's not alive if we don't go over.
No.
So,
but I think it's time to wrap it up because I think
ready?
It's time to wrap it up. Yeah.
I'm ready for ice cream.
Yeah, we got some ice cream. Everybody have a fantastic rest of your evening.
Yes.
And we're gonna do our best to get some videos up between now and whenever the next table talk is.
We don't know.
We're gonna we'll see how the festival goes and how we feel on Sunday after that. Everybody have a great. Thank you for joining us as always. Yes. We love to interact and talk with you guys, and super glad that Maya was able to join us this time. Everybody have a good one. We will see you later. Bye-bye. Let me get over here and press the
end button.
The end button.
Oh, you should add some glitter. Add some glitter.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.